Haven't sent to the all things Israel page too. Nah. I said, Shalom, how you doing, sis? If you're not busy, we're about to have you and I'll send the link. She said, okay, yes, of course, I'll be on about 7:06. Send it to my age too. Yeah, chime in at any time. Chime in anytime. All right. What's going on, Israel? We live getting it in here with my main man, I.S.U.P.K. Okay. We're going through these Sunday night scriptures, rocking it out with the Israelite School of U.P.K. I'm preaching officer of Rajazah. We about to rock it out, okay? Now I know about if you don't mind, I know actually turn me up. Can you turn me down a little bit? Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's cool. All right. But you said, oh girl, you just let it know. All right. And chime in anytime, rocking it out. All right. We're gonna get into a couple of things tonight. I thank the Most High that I'm able to, by the grace and mercy of the Lord, able to be up in here holding it down. Big ups to next week. We got next weekend or this coming weekend, we got the food drive up in Fayetteville. Come on down. We're gonna get the address up in a second. Come on through. We got food, we got all types of stuff, information. Third World War is coming down. You got any questions, you coming in, ask your questions. Christian church don't allow you to ask anything. 708 Langdon, 708 Langdon Street, Fayetteville, next Saturday, starting at, I believe he said it was 9 a.m. I believe that's what he said. But we're going to get into a couple of things. Staying focused and diligent in this work, being strong in this thing, dealing with brothers and sisters, dealing with family, and warring and dealing with yourself. Okay, we're gonna start off here. If you could get me where the scripture says to examine yourself. You examine yourself as a man. 2 Corinthians 13 and 5. All right. 2 Corinthians 13 and 5. I'm gonna use my physical sword or my sword here, and I'm gonna get there with you. Okay. When you get it, you can read it, but I'm gonna just catch up on my sword.
Khan is the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 13 and verse 5. Examine yourselves.
Examine yourselves. All right. Anybody coming in, glad to have y'all with us. Rock out with us. If you got any questions, shoot them up in the comments. I'll see them. Or Officer I.S.U.P.K will see them, and we'll address anything you got going on. Read that again.
Examine yourselves, whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves, how that Jesus Christ is in you, except ye be reprobates.
Right. Examine yourselves. Examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves, how that Yahushua Mashiach is in you, except ye be reprobates. What is it saying? You got to examine yourself in this truth. You got to examine yourself. Just because you come into the truth and you come into the knowledge of the Lord, demons are still going to be on you. You're going to have to keep fighting. Nowhere in this record or in what we teaching in Israelite school UPK that just because you learn that you're an Israelite and you come into the truth, that all of a sudden you got this magical barrier that stops demons from trying to get you to leave, or got demons that's trying to destroy you and go against the Most High. Right. You got to examine yourself. You got to examine yourself more than you think. When you wake up in the morning, you getting dressed, you brush your teeth to get ready to go to work, you better start examining yourself. Start looking at how you're going to conduct yourself that day. Start looking at what you're going to eat that day. Start looking at how you dress. You know, some people, some of us got to put on uniforms for their job or for their slave. We understand. But start examining yourself and what you doing, what you saying. How you dealing with a brother or sister? How you dealing with your husband or your wife? How you dealing with your children? How you dealing with the everyday brother that may not be in the truth, or the everyday sister that may not be in the truth? Right. You got to start examining you. What's going on in your head? What's going on upstairs? Are you focused on what you need to be focused on? Are you preparing and getting ready? Not only that was happening in front of you physically, but what's going on upstairs in your mind? Who's talking to you? Who are you listening to? You got to understand and differentiate what is talking to you to destroy you, and the spirit that's trying to lead you to stay alive and be strong. Right. That's what you got to look for. That's what you got to pay attention to. So read that again, please.
Kawakan is the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 13 and verse 5. Examine yourselves, whether ye be in the faith, prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves, how that Jesus Christ is in you, except ye be reprobates.
Right. So go to 2 Corinthians 10 and 2. Or 3, rather.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 10 and verse 3. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds.
Right. So for though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. What is that saying? Because this is a spiritual battle. Oftentimes we might get caught up in what's right in front of our face, or what the physical reality might be. Yeah, there ain't nothing wrong with defending yourself. We're not saying not to defend your flesh, meaning, for though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. Meaning, what needs to be changed in you, it ain't about, trying to be the most exercised, muscle bound, workout kind of person where you look like Mr. Olympia or some Olympic athlete. The war ain't after the flesh. The war ain't after, this body, this physical thing here, this flesh of yours. We got a spiritual battle that we dealing with. We got a spiritual battle that we're fighting and going against. And that is what that is. Those are the demons and the things that are being used against you that you cannot see, that may be on your computer, your cell phone, and your everyday work going into your life. That's why we saying you got to pay attention and start examining yourself, because you might not be knowing what's going on. Next thing you know, you done got wrapped up into something that you don't got no business being a part of. That's why you got to examine yourself. You got to be mindful of what's going on in your mind and being sure that you choosing the right way and not going the wrong way. The only way you can do that is having these records and these scriptures to go by, and even more so, having brotherhood when they can see the things that you can't see. Sisters that can see the things that you can't see. Brothers see things I can't see all the time. One minute I could be talking about something, the next minute this brother's telling me and showing me what I missed. Now he blowing my mind and helping me to see something that's going to protect me and save my life. I know brothers talk to me sometimes and help me see something, and I'm thinking he living in my shoes, but it's just something that he was able to learn and do and put himself in to recognize that I'm going through that same thing. Because this brother examined himself and was able to look unto somebody else and see their way and examine them and help them. And now he ultimately helping me. Now I can take that knowledge and wisdom and information and help somebody else. That's what's beautiful. That's what brotherhood and sisterhood in part is about. You know what I mean? I will buy Officer I will buy here. He done helped me out in numerous ways. Helped me see certain things that I would have otherwise missed. I'm sure there's some things I spoke to him about, and I would buy like, hey, he done dropped them jewels, you know? So what's going on? What's going on, Israel, coming in? If you got any questions or comments, please put them in the comment section. We're going to get straight to them. You know, tonight is not so topic based. It's kind of wide open. Whatever questions you got, hit me with them if you got them. Okay, we just going into a couple of things about examining yourself, warring with demons, how to deal with brothers and sisters in the world and with you, so on and so forth. Okay. So if you don't mind, read that again, brother.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds.
For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. When you go and look at Esau's military, when you go and look at the carnality of weaponry like guns and knives and missiles and bombs and tanks and airplanes and aircraft carriers that the Navy use, the weapons of those of that warfare is carnal because they do warfare with people, with bodies, with flesh. One nation goes against another nation. They either shooting guns to win, they dropping bombs to win, they using boats to win, and cannons and missiles to win. But that's not the warfare that we talking about here. When it says, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds, it wasn't guns and knives and missiles and chariots, meaning horses on chariots, and spears and things like that that brought down Egypt. It was a spiritual thing that brought down Egypt. And that spiritual thing was the Most High.
Right.
Through Moses that brought down Egypt. Through the Most High and them angels and the work and all of those and those things that were not carnal brought down Egypt. The same thing gonna happen in America. How do we know? Because though niggas got guns in the hood, though we got, Mac 11s and Tech 9s and M16s and what they call them switches on the Glocks, and that ain't gonna free us. That ain't gonna work. You can have all the Glocks and switches and where you gonna get the bullets from? If Esau decided he cutting off all the manufacturing of bullets, where you gonna get the bullets from? Guns ain't gonna mean nothing. But the Lord gonna bring the power. The Lord gonna bring the power just like the Lord brought the power to Peter back then. The Lord gonna bring the power to us. As long as we stay on top of what we need to do for the Lord gonna bring the power.
Right.
And that power going to be given to righteous men. And that power ain't going to be used just for whatever I want it to be used for. That power going to be used for what the Lord wanted to be used for. But those weapons aren't carnal. That's spiritual weapons. So ain't no picking up no guns and no knives that's going to help. That's what it's saying. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but what? But mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds. Them strongholds, Egypt was a stronghold. They got brought down. Babylon was a stronghold. They got brought down. Rome was a stronghold. They got brought down. America is a stronghold. America is a nation of people who have came together, a government and a nation of people who have came together to build a society and a place on this land against God. And they have built these empires and these places against the Lord. And it has been destroying the children of Israel. All right. See, we got a sister up in here. Okay. Maybe she probably come back if she do. All right. I'll buy you straight.
Come.
You want to say something? You good?
To
Okay. All right. But through God to the pulling down of strongholds. That's the pulling down of strongholds. You're going to see the day where black men and black women come together and we change the face of this earth. And the reason we're going to be able to change the face of the earth, why? Is because we examined ourselves and we changed ourselves. All right. Keep going. Was that verse 5, please?
Verse 5. Casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of God, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ.
And what is that saying? Casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of God. That's talking about anything that believes that it has more intelligence, more wisdom, more a higher, a better result or a better life than the Lord. We read about that with Adam and Eve. The serpent in the garden convinced Eve that she could be a god. That's what we're dealing with right now. The imaginations is the prosperity gospel of Christianity. Those imaginations, casting down imaginations at in every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of God, is really anything that goes against the Lord. They try to push abortions and saying that, pro-life is your choice. That's against the Lord. And that ain't right. When they try to say love and freedom and they pushing homosexuality and all that, that is a knowledge that is against the Lord. This nation of people in America here, they pushing themselves and putting themselves above the Most High. But we trying to show you that the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. That's why we casting down them imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of the Lord. Everything in this place is saying it's better than God. How do we know? Because when you look around, everything is against what God said. So that's why all of this homosexuality gets pushed, abortions get pushed, drugs get pushed. The idea and the propaganda that black men ain't worth anything. The idea and the propaganda that having a strong household ain't worth it. Black men being in the house, that ain't worth it here in America. That ain't worth it here in this stronghold, in this place. But black men being in the house is more perfect and right than anything. It's so perfect and right that you see that not only do they make music, but they make movies, they make books, they make anything they can to show how invaluable it is that a black man be in the house. They push it so hard that they try to just promote subliminally that it's better that black men be raised by women only. And you see what comes of that. More drugs, more prostitution, jails get filled up, crime go up. Why? Because though black women are the most beautiful women and Hispanic women too, but a black woman cannot raise a man by herself. It ain't happening. It don't work. A black man, give me, if I could, give me that too. Get me a bind up a strong man. Just real quick. just so I can make the point and I can move on to what I'm talking about. All right. Give me bind up a strong man.
This is the book of Mark, chapter 3, and verse 27. No man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he first bind the strong man.
Right. No man can enter into a strong man's house. What is that saying? First, you got to get the man out the house. What is deep about getting that man out the house? What Esau has done, or what the white man has done, is got the black man up out the house. How? By locking him up and pitting our women against us all over the globe. All over the globe. Since what? The 50s, in the 60s. He has put black women against black men and then got black men out the house, so much so that he done pitted black women against us. And by doing so, the next generation of children done fell because there ain't no black man there. Because a strong household has the man there. Now, what's deep and spiritual about that is that when you start listening to the evil spirits in your mind as a woman, that's going to influence you too and make you believe getting the black man up out the house is worth it, because government assistance and all this other nonsense, child support, different organizations that go against a man, that you would gain something. That's the stronghold we talking about. That's the stronghold we trying to get y'all to understand, that we can take down if we can just fix ourselves and get black men up in the household. All right, what's going on, young man? John Wren, I hope I'm saying your name right, John Wren. Okay, John Wren Gaines, what's going on? Son of Officer Mata. Oh, what's going on, Officer Mata Bar, if you can hear me. All right, glad to have y'all up in here. Okay.
That's a lot of I made.
Come on out, Bob.
That right there goes all the way back to Genesis and Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. The serpent planted the seed in Eve's mind, which allowed the demon to manifest in her mind.
Right.
The demon manifested in her mind and told her everything that she wanted to hear. And now that same demon from the Genesis story is the same demon that is telling our black women that they can be the mother and the father. That same demon is telling our black women, Hispanic women, and Native American women that they can raise a man, a boy to be a man. That same demon from way back in Genesis is still on the prowl today, because that demon that is on our women is not being called out because we don't know how to identify what is a demon. We don't know how to identify when a demon is preying on us. We don't know how to identify that the thoughts that we are thinking are not our thoughts. Like Commander Jenny Hanna said, you are having a conversation in the fifth dimension with a demon.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime you're having a conversation and you're being told, or your thoughts or your imagination is telling you to do something that would offend a brother, or something that would offend a sister, or anything that would offend somebody around you, it's a demon.
Damn right, man.
We got to understand what a demon is and what a demon's job is. We have to understand what Satan's job is. And Commander Junior Hanna said something that was so heavy. And he said it, and I don't understand how Israel did not go crazy. Commander Junior Hanna said Satan's job is to win. And Satan is going to win only if you give up. If you never give up, Satan will lose every time.
That's right.
But we as Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we give up. We allow the enemy, we allow the demon, we allow Satan to overtake our minds, and we allow Satan to tell us, oh, you don't need that man. You can kick that man out. The so-called white man gonna take care of you. Your children will be all right.
That's right.
You a strong Black woman, ain't you? You can't take care of your kids? You mean to tell me you need a nigga to take care of your kids?
Right.
Your mother would never.
Right.
Your grandmother would never.
Right.
You don't need that man. He
Right.
needs you. You need to show him that you don't need him. And what do our Black, Hispanic, and Native American women do? Oh, we need you out the house. Don't worry about it. I got it. I'm mama and daddy. I'll buy all the Christmas gifts.
My mom and dad.
I'll buy all the Christmas gifts. I'll buy all the school supplies.
Right.
Your daddy ain't nothing. Your daddy don't love you. I love you because I provide for you, not knowing that that's a demon feeding you. We have to understand what a demon is. We have to understand how to deal with the demon, and we have to understand how to deal with our people who have demons.
That's right.
That's what we have to do. Salaki.
Nah, you too. And we're going to go right with that. Let me get Ephesians 4:24. We're going to go right into everything our Bible just said. Our Bible, we're going to knock it out. And John Wren, if you up in here still, if you got any questions, please hit me with them if you want to. You don't have to, but if you got any questions about this thing, please hit me with them. Okay. I know you got your pops, you know what I'm saying? But if you want to, you're more than welcome. All right.
This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 4, and verse 24.
And then after this, we're going to get Job 1 and Job 2 and show how Satan was dealing with Job, or wanted to was dealing with the Most High, and how the conversation between Satan and the Most High went when dealing with Job, the same way them conversations go dealing with you.
Right.
Now I need to hype up. Hold on. We're going to take 30 seconds, okay? Whoever up in here, show your questions. Our Bob, please see me.
Come.
Please see me. I was about to turn up. Now I'm like, what? They're gonna tell. Hold on. Everybody take a second. Refill your drinks. Refill your water. Take a second. Everybody coming in. Glad to have y'all with us. We rocking out. Let me wake the fuck up. Okay. Glad to have y'all up in here.
Right.
Good to see y'all. We the U.P.K holding it down. And we're going to get into these demons and Satan and the Lord and how you got to better yourself. Me and our Bob was just talking before this. I'm over here, learning and examining and trying to figure it out. Our Bob talking to me, looking at me like, nigga, wake up. I can tell he like, man, this nigga, we just talked about what you were supposed to talk about. Right. And now you sitting here talking about some damn examining and changing Jesus. Nigga, we trying to wake the hell up, man. Right. I'm gonna either put me on the what you call it. I'm sitting here, read that for me. No, hell no. That's what I'm thankful for you, our about the water, man. I'm like, because I'm listening to you and I'm like, shit, am I missing something? Yeah, turn that shit up. We out here. Okay. So let's get it in.
It's like you got a question.
Oh, we got to come on with it.
Young man John Wren Gaines says, Salakia, sir, does a person recognize they have a demon?
A person ultimately recognizes that they have a demon, and sometimes a person may not recognize that they have a demon. For those people that don't recognize that they have a demon is because they don't understand what a demon is, or a familiar spirit, rather. Right. They don't know what to recognize what it is. And I'm going to show you how you can recognize it, and what not only you can recognize it, how to fight it too. Okay. And what we're going to do is get into a little bit of Job and how Satan and the Lord had a conversation on how to deal with Job, and how Job recognized that it was Satan trying to get him to fall and go against the Most High. And we're going to look into how to recognize when a demon is trying to get you to go against the Lord, and how to recognize which is which. Just from the word of mouth, just from what I'm saying. You recognize a demon is when you go to make a decision to go down this fork of the road or this fork of the road. Either you're going to go left or you're going to go right. If you don't know which way to go, the best way to analyze which way you should go is to see about the record of the Lord, about the Bible. Mm-hmm. If you want, let's say, for example, you want to eat something, Okay. You go to a restaurant and you go to that restaurant and you sit down and you go to order your food and you look at that menu and that menu has beef, it has chicken, it has turkey, and it has shrimp, and it has lobster tails. If you don't know what you are allowed to eat and not allowed to eat, you're going to pick whatever you want.
Right.
More than likely, that demon on you is going to have you pick the thing that goes against the Lord. And you're going to look at that lobster tail on that menu and you're going to pick the lobster tail.
Right.
Or you're going to pick the shrimp, the shrimp or shrimp, popcorn shrimp. Or you're going to pick the shrimp platter. Or you're going to pick the pork ribs. Now, if you don't know what you are and aren't supposed to eat, then you got to learn about what God said. So now you go and you ask the men of the Lord, or you learn from the men of the Lord that you can eat the beef and the chicken and the turkey, but you cannot eat the lobster and the shrimp and the pork. Now, does a person recognize when they have a demon? A person recognizes that they have a demon when it's, and I'm not trying to make it sound too like Hollywood or like a movie, but it's much like when you have the devil on this shoulder and the angel on this shoulder. It always comes down to, are you going to do the right thing or are you not going to do the right thing?
Right.
That demon is going to say, do what you want to do and do the wrong thing.
Right.
That angel or that spirit of God, that Holy Spirit, is trying to fight to get you to do the right thing. Come on, Alba.
And so, like, if I may, just to piggyback off of what you said, I got a perfect precept.
What you got?
What not? The way to identify if you have a demon or not is to, what is the word? Is to compare what the demon is wanting you to do up against the scriptures.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying.
That's all
you gotta compare it to what we teaching and what that Bible says.
Khan. And if I may, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 4 and verse 3. And Salakia in verse 2. And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward and hungered. Verse 3. And when the tempter came to him and said, if thou be the Son of God. For those who don't understand, this is Christ. Christ had fasted for 40 days and for 40 nights. And Satan came to tempt Christ and told Christ, if you that nigga do this. If you who you say you is, do this.
Right.
He told Christ, if thou be the Son of God, command these stones be made bread. Christ is hungry. Christ is going through a fast, and Christ understands that I'm fasting for a specific reason.
Right.
And I cannot eat. And when Satan told Christ that if you that nigga, if you the one everybody say you is, them stones right there, make them bread and eat them. And what did Christ say? Christ identified he had a demon. Why? How did he identify he had a demon? Because he said, as it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God.
That's right.
That is in the scriptures.
That's right.
Christ used scriptures to battle the demon.
Christ, exactly.
Salakia.
No, you good. I'm agreeing with you. Christ used them scriptures to battle that demon, to battle that spirit trying to get him to go against the Most High. So when it says, does a person recognize when they have a demon? You recognize that you got that demon because he's trying to tempt you to go against the Most High.
And Salakia, if I may,
come on, please, come on.
You recognize if you have
that's what we're here for.
You recognize if you have a demon, if you study to show thyself approved. If you study to show thyself approved, that is the only way you will know if you have a demon. And what do I mean by that? The only way you will know you have a demon is if you know I cannot hate my brother without a cause.
That's right.
Meaning, if my brother steps on my shoe and I know it's a sin to hate my brother without a cause, and that demon tries to get me, hey, brother, what you doing? I just bought these shoes. Now I understand I can't do that. Why?
That's right.
Because I've studied to show myself approved.
That's
So
right.
I know anytime I have that thought in my head, that's what? That's a demon.
That's the demon.
The only way to know if you have a demon is for you to get into this school and study to show thyself approved.
That's right.
If you do not study the law, statutes, and commandments, and you are not a priest and prophet of the Lord, or you are not being taught by a priest and a prophet of the Lord, you will not know if you have a demon.
Yeah, you going, like I said earlier, you ain't gonna know. Right. You just gonna be doing whatever the hell you want to do all day, all night, all whatever. And you're gonna be subject to what come with that. A lot of them brothers and sisters in the world who are in gang life, who deal with drugs, or who go to prison. Now you in a world that you so comfortable and familiar with. You don't realize that it's demons that are influencing your everyday walk. You don't realize that you got to get them demons up off of you so that way you can be brand new. Let's go and get the brand new. Let's go to brand new real quick. Let me get Ephesians 4:24, and then we're going to come back to Job, and then we're going to walk right back to what you just said. Okay.
This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 4 and verse 24. And that ye put on the new man.
And that ye put on the new man. Come on.
Kawakan, which after God is created in righteousness and true holiness.
Which after God is created in righteousness and true holiness. How do you do that? You got to examine yourself and get them demons up off of you. You got to learn in this truth, in this work, that you got to do what the Lord say to do and get rid of the things that God say not to do.
Right.
That's how you fight them demons off. And guess what? They gonna keep coming. There ain't no time where demons just say, you know what? I give up. I quit. You know why? Because you can't give up and quit. It's warfare. Them demons want you dead, and that Holy Spirit of the Lord wants you to live. You have to ultimately make a choice. Either you gonna roll with the demons and die, or you gonna listen to the Lord and live.
Right.
Get me that too. Hold that. Hold where you at, because I want this too. Get me where the Lord said, you listen, hold on. Exactly what I just said. I know I know exactly what I want, but I can't really lock in on it right now. I think it's not. No, that ain't it. Hold on. We're gonna get it for you. It's not Isaiah. No, it might be Isaiah. No, that's the one with David. Is it Amos? Yeah, let's go to Amos 5 and 4. Let's do that first.
It's the book of Amos, chapter 5 and verse 4. For thus said the Lord unto the house of Israel, seek ye me, and ye shall live.
Seek ye me, and ye shall live. When you seek the Most High, like our Bible was bringing out, when you do what the Lord say to do and recognize them demons and get them up off of you, and know and recognize that you got to weigh it with the scriptures, just like Christ was pulling scripts on Satan, then you got to understand that's how you fight. You got to see and recognize that they coming, that they're there, and how to get them to leave. Okay? I believe somewhere the scriptures say, call on the name of the Lord and the demons gonna flee. I'm paraphrasing. Or if the name of the Lord, paraphrasing here, the name of the Lord would eradicate them demons or get rid of them instantly. But in Ephesians 4 and 24, when he said, "In that ye put on a new man, which after God is created in righteousness and true holiness," that's coming into the truth and changing your life. When our just read, what is that, Amos 5? When he just read in Amos 5, you follow the Most High, you gonna live. Okay? Carry me back, please, to Ephesians 4 and 4. All right? Ephesians 4 and 4.
24.
Yeah, no, you had 24, but let me get 4 and 4.
It's the book of Ephesians, chapter 4 and verse 4. There is one body and one spirit, even as ye are called in one hope of your calling.
That's you. There is one body and one spirit, even as ye are called in one hope of your calling. One, keep going. Verse 5.
Verse 5. One Lord, one faith, one baptism.
Exactly. This right here is in conjunction to what our Bible was saying. These are the things you got to weigh and understand when it comes to demons. Now, let me get Romans. Let's go to Romans real fast, 8 and 13. Because we too caught up in what we doing and believing in what we doing is supposed to be right. And what we doing ain't right. If you believe what you doing is right in your everyday, go look at yourself. How your life been since you've been making your own decisions? Mm-hmm. How your life been since you've been trying to rule your own self? We don't know how to rule ourselves.
Right.
We too damn stupid. We don't understand how to rule ourselves. That's why we need the Most High and we need Christ. We too stupid. We too stupid to run our own lives.
Right.
We too ignorant to make sure we set up for ourselves. You know why? Because we don't have the strength to just do what we say to ourselves. How many times you done told yourself you was going to go work out? You ain't do it. How many times you said you was going to stop drinking? You didn't do it. What am I pointing out? How many times did you say you was going to get up and do this or go and do that? We let ourselves down so damn much that we got to learn how to not do it. We got to learn how to, you know what? I'm not going to start. You know what? Fuck what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go ahead and do what the Lord's saying.
Right.
Okay. Come on, Alba.
And so, like, if I may, that goes right into those damn, which we about to hear. It's a new year, new me. I'm doing something new. I'm leaving this in 2024. But that goes right into the scripture that's in Romans chapter 12, verse 2. That says, and be ye not conformed to this world. Right. But be ye transformed.
Where you at? Where you at?
It's the book of Romans chapter 12 and verse 2.
Come on.
It says, and be ye not conformed to this world. See, having a demon means you're conformed to this world because you're listening to what the demon wants you to do. Anything contrary to what God wants you to do is what the demon wants you to do. And it says that be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. When you renew your mind, you have to be transformed. Because as so shall a man thinketh, so shall he do. If you think that you're going to do bad, you're going to do bad. If you think you're going to do good, you might do good. But the scripture is saying that you must be transformed by the renewing of your mind. The problem with the Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans is we try to change without changing our mind. We try to change our actions without changing our mind. That's why we say, I'm going to stop smoking today. But yet you're still hanging around smokers. I'm going to stop drinking today. But yet you're still hanging around drunks. You have to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Your mind has to be changed. Your mindset has to change in order to renew your spirit. In order to renew your mind, you have to be transformed. In order to be transformed, you have to do something different. At the Slave, my manager asked me something and it messed me up. She asked me, what does this mean? She asked me, nothing changes if nothing changes. What does that mean to you? Nothing will change if you don't change. If you don't put in the work to change, nothing will change. If you do not renew your mind by changing your environment, if you do not renew your mind by learning of all statutes and commandments, if you do not renew your mind by getting around like-minded people, you cannot be ye transformed.
Real talk.
You have to be transformed.
Real talk.
You can't be transformed.
You gotta change.
You can't change listening to a demon.
You cannot.
The demon wants you to stay the same.
You cannot change listening to a demon.
Khan.
Damn, that was heavy. Excuse me. Damn. Yeah, we're gonna be here for a while, out about. We're gonna be here when the night over. Come on.
We get into this state where I'm going to change. I'm going to do better. I'm going to do different. But then you still do the same things you're doing.
Right.
If you want to honestly change, if you want to make your life better, you have to transform your way of thinking.
Right.
You can't think the same way you thought last year and expect for this year to be different.
Right.
You can't say, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Christ, the Bible says faith without works is dead. Christ is not going to give you something. The Most High in Christ is not going to give you something if you don't work for it.
That's right.
You can't say, oh, I want to be a baker. Now, I'm waiting on the Lord to give me my own shop. But you ain't looking at shops. You ain't budgeting for shops.
You ain't looking for no building.
You ain't doing nothing.
You ain't getting ready for ordering the ovens.
And that's the same concept that we have to take when getting rid of these demons. We can't say, I'm going to do better. I'm going to stop smoking. I'm going to get in the gym. I'm going to stop selling weed. I'm going to do it if you're not putting in the work.
That's right.
You saying that you're going to give your husband everything that he needs. You're going to stop being a bitch. But every time he says something to you, you roll your neck. How that make sense?
How that work? It don't work.
It don't make sense. You're not renewed. Your mind is not changed. You still the same old bitch you was in the world. You just in the truth under a different name and you the same woman. Make it make sense. We have to hold each other accountable. Holding each other accountable meaning that we have to acknowledge when we're doing wrong. We have to be able to sit down and tell them, you have a demon on you, brother.
That's right.
Brother, what you listening to is not the Most High.
That's right.
What you listening to is a demon.
What you listening to is a demon. Damn right. That's what I'm trying to, that's what I'll be trying to convey to different people who ask questions or got something to say. Like, it's always some type of magical shit when it comes to when you say that they got a demon.
Right.
Like, it ain't magical when your vibe or your spirit or that demon on you is trying to get you to do the wrong thing. But then they look at it like it's magical. If you recognize that something is going against the Most High, if you a black man and you going against the Lord by being a homosexual, stop being a homosexual. If you a black woman and you got a husband and you listening to everybody else in your inner circle and your girlfriends, like I was bringing out and all them, you got a demon on you. You listening to the wrong people. If you got a man in the truth and he's trying to guide you and lead you and show you what you got to do, listen to that man. If you got brothers come together and we go against each other in brotherhood, meaning we go against, like, if I disagree with our body and our body disagree with me, we come together to find out that what's that right thing. And if we can't come to a conclusion, we go to the men over us, we go to councils, we find out who's right and who's wrong to maintain brotherhood. But we're not going to let a demon come between us and then separate me and this dude, me and this man. No. So that's what we're saying. But how can you find that biblically? How can you see where demons be trying to come against you biblically? How can you see where Satan is trying to get you to go against the Lord? You can find that in the book of Job. We can find that in the book of Job. Let's get where Satan was having a conversation with the Lord in the book of Job. Let's go to Job 1:7. But wait, you was already on something, right? What was you already on? Romans?
Romans 10.
What was that? 10 and
Romans 8 and
because I think he was on 10. Romans. You was on Romans 8:9? Okay, read 9, please. And then keep going if you don't mind.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 8 and verse 9. But ye, Salakia, but be ye are not in the flesh, but in the spirit. If so, be the spirit of God dwell in you. Now, if any man have not the spirit of Christ, he is none of his.
Right. If any man not have the spirit of Christ, read that again.
Khan. It's the book of Romans, chapter 8 and verse 9. But ye are not in the flesh, but in the spirit. If so be, Salakia, if so be that the spirit of God dwell in you. Now, if any man have not the spirit of Christ, he is none of his.
Exactly. But ye are not in the flesh, but in the spirit. If so be that the spirit of God dwell in you. Why? Because this is a spiritual battle. This is spiritual warfare. Now, if any man have not the spirit of Christ, he is none of his. Why? Because through Christ is how we get to that kingdom.
Right.
Through Christ is how we get to the Most High. And what Christ was laying down is exactly how we need to go. It ain't no other way to go other than through Christ. Okay, read verse 10.
Verse 10. And if Christ be in you, the body is dead because of sin, but the spirit is life because of righteousness.
Right, because your body, your carnality, to hell with wanting to smoke weed and be a whore and do all that nonsense. To hell with wanting to live for your flesh and to live for what that body wants. You living in the spirit. You living in that. That's why when our Bob brought out earlier about when Christ was tempted to turn the stone into bread because he was hungry, he didn't listen to that. He was living, he was taking them records that he knew, that them records that he had, and the spirit of the Lord, the spirit that he had of the Most High, and fought against Satan and warred in that. That's why it's saying that. Read that again.
Khan, verse 10. And if Christ be in you,
If Christ be in you, come on,
the body is dead, but Salakia, because of sin.
the body is dead because of sin. That body wants to sin. Your body wants to get high. It wants to be a drunk. It wants to watch porn. It wants to cut itself. It wants to be a whore and have sex with any and everything. Your body wants to go out and just open all its orifices to the world. Your body wants to shave all its hair off and be bald as can be, like the Egyptians. Your body wants to be homosexual. That flesh wants to thrive in that sin. It wants to be in full out wickedness.
Right.
But you can't listen to that. You can't go after the carnality. You got to listen to the spirit and that vibe and that holy thing of the Most High. Read on.
Khan. But the spirit is life because of righteousness.
But the spirit is life because of righteousness. Why? Keep going.
Verse 11. But if the spirit of him that raised up Jesus from the dead dwell in you, he that raised up Christ from the dead shall also quickening your mortal bodies by his spirit that dwelleth in you.
You know why? Because at one time you was a wicked person. And then when you changed your life and you came into the truth, you are no longer that disgusting monster. And then Christ being up in you, Christ being with you, the Most High being with you, also, you learn how to live righteously. And then you can serve the Most High God and follow Christ like you're supposed to. Drop to verse 13.
Verse 13. For if ye live after the flesh, ye shall die.
For if ye live after the flesh, ye shall die. Meaning, if you live after the flesh, your body, you want to smoke cigarettes, smoke weed, smoke crack, do cocaine, do heroin, do pop mollies and pills and be on drugs. You want to listen to your flesh and do what the flesh want, living after the flesh and partying how you want, having sex with whoever you want, eating whatever you want because your disgusting gullet wants to eat any and everything. That's how you want to live. You gonna die. If you want to go after and wear what the hell you want to wear and go and deal with any other nation you want to deal with because that's your flesh, you gonna die. If you gonna listen to demons and listen to how they talk to you and make you feel good and make you think that your ways are better than a man of the Lord or God himself or what Christ laid down, that's your flesh. Keep listening to your flesh, you gonna die because you might not see it today.
Right.
You might not think what you thinking and how you feeling and what's going on in your stupid ass mind is going to do anything today. But come tomorrow or next week or next month, you done fucked up and killed yourself. You done messed up and killed everybody around you. You done messed up and killed your kids. You done messed up and destroyed your family. You done messed up. You done woke up. You done been with the Lord today. And next thing you know, you on the outs, on crack, on drugs, destroyed and messed up, and you dead somewhere under a bridge because you decided to listen to your flesh. That's what we trying to tell you. You done messed around and listened to your stupid self and then destroyed yourself. You know why? Because you didn't examine yourself. You didn't pay attention to what the demon was trying to lead you to do. You done listened to the demon and destroyed yourself. Now your monkey ass is walking back to the people or person that was trying to guide your simple ass. Now your simple ass come running back trying to get corrected and fixed and rightly done so. And now you looking stupid again. And guess what's going to happen? Because your dumb ass done went out there and believed in what you believed in, listening to your own demons, listening to your own flesh. You know what's going to happen when you come back? We going to show mercy and forgiveness to your simple ass and have to correct and guide you again. You know why? Because love and correction and guidance and mercy and discipline is what we have to show each other.
Right.
But guess what? There's only so much love, mercy, and discipline we can give until the Lord remove you from this place.
Right.
You better pay attention and hearken unto what the Lord's saying. Come on, Alba. I ain't gonna hold you like that.
And Salaki, if I may, and with that love, discipline that those brothers are given, those brothers that are giving that love and discipline to that brother or that sister that has a demon, they have to understand that what they're dealing with is a demon. And they have to understand not to be emotional. The brothers and sisters right now that are dealing with a demon, that are dealing with a person that has a demon, and you are trying to correct the person that has a demon. You're trying to help the person with a demon. What we have to understand when doing that is not to be weary in well-doing. Like the scripture saying in Galatians chapter 6 and verse 9, and let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not.
That's
if
right.
we understand that I am dealing with a demon, that what my sister is saying to me, it's not her speaking, it's a demon speaking.
That's right.
That what my daughter is saying to me, that's not my daughter, that's
Right.
a demon.
Right.
What my father is saying to me, that's not my father, that's a demon.
That's right.
We will be able to process what is going on. We will be able to sit back and allow the Most High to work through us. But we will not be able to do our jobs as priests and prophets and sisters and brothers to those who are in need if we get emotional. If we allow what the brother and the sister is saying to us to offend us, knowing that they have a demon, knowing that what they're saying is being altered because the demon is altering their minds.
That's
and I'm
right.
roughly paraphrasing, the scripture says, we are legion because we are many. We. It's not a coincidence that the community is in plural. They, him, her, we.
Demons.
Demons.
Plural.
Legions. That's the new word for them right there. That's the new word for the community. Legion.
Legion.
Because they are many. Their pronouns are we, they, them. That's what the demon told Christ. Christ said, what is your name? My name is Legion because we are many. You have to understand with one demon, there comes multiple.
And go ahead and let's get that too.
Tom Khan.
Let's get that too. He's speaking on it. Let's go ahead and get it too. I want you can keep going, but let's go ahead and read it so that way they ain't got no room to say they don't say that. We don't talk. Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right.
It's the book of Mark, chapter 5 and verse 6. But when he saw Jesus afar off, he ran and worshiped him and cried with a loud voice and said, "What have I to do with thee, Jesus, Son of Man, Salakia, thou Son of the Most High God? I adore thee by God that thou torment me not." For he said unto them, "Come out of the man, thou unclean spirit." And he asked him, "What is thy name?" And he answered and said, "My name is Legion, for we are many."
There you go. That LGBTQ, them homosexuals and all, that's a legion of demons there. You got molestation demons, rape demons, pedophile demons. You got lascivious demons. You got all kinds of demons in somebody like that.
Right.
Many a demons. And we trying to recognize and show you. Amaya Shar said the alphabets is legion. And big ups to Thawada. Ayanda bar to you too, sir, Officer Zion. Okay, got Officer Zion up in there. All right. Good to hear from you, Maya Shar, man. You know, holding it down.
Missed you yesterday.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, missed you yesterday, man. He was with us in the spirit at that camp. You know, it was a heavy camp yesterday. Like to have fun in a little warfare.
Right.
You know. All right. So where we at with it?
Where was it at? Let's see.
What was it at? Romans?
Romans 8 and 13.
Okay, finish it off, please.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 13. For if we live after the flesh, ye shall die.
Right.
But if ye through the Spirit do mortify the deeds of the body, ye shall live.
Meaning to get rid of them deeds, man. Get rid of what the body want. Don't do what your body want. Your mind and your body want to do what it wants to do. You got to fight against that. You got to go against what the body wants. Your body wants to do what it wants, but you got to fight that with the spirit. You got to fight that. Your body want to get high, don't get high. Your body want to fight and argue against your man, don't do that, sis. Don't fight and argue against your man. Listen to your man in righteousness. I'm not saying listen to him if he's telling you to do something against the Lord. If your husband telling you to sell drugs, don't sell drugs.
Right.
If your husband in the world and he telling you eat this wrong thing against God, don't do that. But we're talking about if a man of the Lord is telling you to do something that may not seem right to you, but he's saying it because what comes later is going to work out for you and everyone. Okay? It ain't about feelings and all this other stuff. It's about bettering the brotherhood and the sisterhood.
Right.
If you want to deal with, and for all you brothers dealing with brothers, if you dealing with a brother in here and that brother is talking to you and trying to correct you and show you the right way, listen to what that brother got to say. Don't overtalk the brother, cut the brother off and be rude. Scripture say don't overtalk a man in his speech.
Right.
Scripture say damn sure don't overtalk when the scriptures are being read. We don't do that. So if we're going to be brothers and we're going to be sisters in this brotherhood of the I.S.U.P.K, then let's uphold that. If you know a brother drink too much, then help that brother out and take him up off of that and show him the right way. If you know a sister, needs some discipline on how to be, a brother and a sister in righteousness, let's walk together in this thing. This ain't no race. This is a marathon, man.
Right.
I'm not trying to sound worldly because I got to break down on marathons too, So I'm not trying to say that we support marathons, but what I'm saying is it's a long run. This is a long, you deal with this in a long, it's not a sprint.
Right.
It's not a short race. This is a lifelong thing unto death and thereafter. Okay. So anything else you want to bring out, our Bob? We just rolling,
I'm too wild.
You know what I'm saying? We got a few more minutes. I told him we was going to bring out some more of that Job about Satan. We can hit that real fast. Can we hit that real fast?
I'm calm.
All right. You good over there?
Wow.
Oh, you got the they hitting you up. No, I mean you. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, cool. Oh yeah, we chilling, man. Ain't no thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just straight up ass.
1 to 14.
Let's go to 14.
The book of Job, chapter 1 and verse 14. And there came a messenger unto Job and said, so like I don't think that's it.
No, go to 15.
15.
Yeah.
Verse 15. And the Sabians fell upon them.
And the Sabians was a warring heathen race. Okay. They killed all the workers and the ox. Go ahead.
And took them away. Yea, they have slain the servants with the edge of the sword, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee.
Those were the Sabians, that heathen race that killed all the workers, the ox, and all. But keep going.
While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, the fire of God has fallen from heaven.
What is the fire of God that came from heaven? That was a meteor shower that came and killed what? I believe it was the sheep, right? And then one man escaped to tell Job. Go ahead.
And has burned up the sheep.
You're right. There you go.
And the servants and consumed them. And I only am escaped alone to tell thee.
Right. Keep going.
While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, Chaldeans made out the bands and fell upon the camels and have carried them away.
Mm-hmm.
Yea, and slain the servants with the edge of the sword. And I only am escaped alone to tell thee.
So everything getting wiped out from Job. Keep going.
While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, thy sons and thy daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. And behold, there came a great wind from the wilderness and smote the four corners of the house, and it fell upon the young men, and they are dead. And I only am escaped alone to tell thee.
What is heavy about this thing? What has come to the end of this? What is so heavy about this, man? What is important to understand about what these verses that our Abba just read are important? What's important about this in Job? All are dead now. They all dead. Everything's gone. He done broke it down. This happened, I'm the only one to tell you. This happened, I'm the only one to tell you. There came a great wind from the wilderness and smote the four corners of the house, and the young men, they're all dead. All are dead. It's all gone. What is this? What this is right here, that's a test. That is a test from the Most High. When you go back and read earlier in the verse, you're going to read about Satan and the Most High having a conversation about how to deal with Job. And this test that the Lord gave unto Job, this test happened in one day. So when you get tempted, when you go and get tempted by Satan and the demons, you must recognize that you have a way to fight them demons off. But this test that Job was facing, he had to take this test from the Most High and recognize what? That he had to fight this way also and not go against the Lord, even though he lost everything in one day. You got to recognize when it's demons. You got to recognize when it's a test. You got to recognize when the spirit of the Most High is trying to fight and get you to side with the Lord, and when demons are trying to pull you down. The only thing demons want is to destroy you and kill you. That's it. That's their job. To get you to sin against the Most High and to show the Most High that you don't love him. But there's that Holy Spirit there warring with you to not fall to Satan's temptations. But when the Most High sends you a test, you must win that test also. Okay. Uh, where we at? 19, 20. All right, go ahead.
Verse 20. Then Job arose and rent his mantle, and he shaved his head and fell upon the ground and worshipped and said, naked came I out of my mother's womb, and naked shall I return thither. The Lord give, and the Lord hath taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. In all this Job sinned not, nor charged God foolishly.
So Satan passed his test, even though he lost everything. I'm sorry, forgive me. Job passed his test that the Lord has sent down, and then he didn't charge God foolishly, meaning he didn't curse the Most High. He didn't go against the Lord. He didn't say, man, fuck this, man. Or he didn't say, man, I'm sick of this. I'm done with this. I'm tired of this. No, this ain't it. He didn't run or walk away or turn his back on the Most High, even though he was a upright man. But he lost everything and still didn't turn against the Most High. That's supposed to be us. We supposed to stand upright for the Lord. Now, of course, a lot of us don't go through this level of what Job went through, but this is here to show us how to deal with this level of test, this testing level of, are you going to stand with the Most High, or are you going to cower it out and just drop it and say to hell with it? You got to stand with the Lord when these kind of things take place. Okay. Anything?
It's like
Yeah, come on, Alba.
Job recognized he had a demon.
Job recognized that he was in a battle. Yes. Job damn sure recognized. That's why it specifies, in all this Job sinned not. Because if Job would have sided with that spirit of Satan, then he would have went against the Lord and sinned against the Lord. But he chose to be with the Most High. That's why I said, nor charge God foolishly. He didn't charge the Most High for that because he passed the test. All right. So let's go to Job 2 and 9. Let's go to Job 2 and 9.
This is the book of Job, chapter 2 and verse 9. Then he said unto his wife, then said his wife unto him, doest thou still retain thy integrity? Curse God and die.
So Job's wife was saying, do you still believe in that God? What does it mean to retain thine integrity? Because integrity is doing the right thing when no one is watching. So are you retaining the integrity? Curse God and die. I mean, get this over with. Drop it. Let it go. Man, you going through all this stuff, man. You done lost everything. You done got sores and boils on your body, man. You done, your flesh messed up, your body going through all this, everything gone, the field is gone. You just, man, curse this guy, get it over with, man. Do you still believe in that God? But here's the important part about what this is saying. Okay, read verse 10.
Verse 10. But he said unto her, Thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaketh.
So when it says in verse 9, then said his wife unto him, dost thou still retain thine integrity? Curse God and die. What's heavy about this is this. His wife is saying, do you still believe in that God? She's questioning that. And of course, Job still believes in the Most High. Just like we have to fight and believe in the Most High when we're dealing with our wives or we're dealing with our brothers and things like that. However, women, you women are if you were not so, don't be afraid. If you weren't so damn afraid of every little thing, be ye not afraid at every amazement. Stand with your husband when life comes at you. When life starts to hit the fan, when things start to happen in your life, stand with your man. Stand with your man. What Joe's wife was doing was not standing with him. Stand with your husband, sis. There's going to be a lot of things you may not understand what's happening or know what's going on. But stand with your man. You know why? Because you have to. You got to understand and know that you must stand with your man. Don't let everything that happened in life deter you or throw you off or make you feel a certain type of way. Okay? Stand with your man. When life hits you, do that. But in verse 10, when he said, but he said unto her, thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaketh. What? Shall we receive good at the hand of God, and shall we not receive evil? And all this did not Job sin with his lips. What Job was doing was checking his woman. He was checking the hell out of her. So don't give yourself unto a woman who is a light woman. That's what I was trying to say last week. Don't give yourself unto a light woman. Okay? Be strong and recognize who you dealing with. You sisters, man, learn and stand with your man. You might not understand what he got or what he's saying going forward, but he's recognizing something for later. Okay. That it I will buy. I think we got 42. Hold on. Let me see something. I don't know if you want to bring anything else out.
So, like I was going to add on to that with recognizing you have a demon, you have to have sound counsel. You have to have people, brothers and sisters around you that can recognize what you have on you and counsel you and give you the sound counsel that you need. So this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 14.
Right.
It says, where there is no counsel where no counsel is, the people fail. But the multitude of counselors, there is safety. So there's safety in I.S.U.P.K. There's safety in your husband. Why? Because your husband is in the I.S.U.P.K. Your husband gets counsel from the I.S.U.P.K. The multitude of counselors are only in the I.S.U.P.K. So that means the safety that you seek, the security that you seek will only be given to you from a brother in the I.S.U.P.K. To be able to war against those demons, you have to seek counsel. You have to talk. You have to come to class. You have to be around a brother. You have to be around a sister, because being around a brother or a sister, they will be able to identify. If they have studied themselves to be approved, they will be able to identify the demon on you, and they will be able to help you get rid of that demon, one, and help you identify the next time a demon comes.
That's right.
But the only way we can do that is if we do not allow the demon to separate us from our brothers and our sisters. I said this at camp yesterday. We warring right now.
That's right.
Everybody got their guns. Everybody got their knives. Everybody got their weapons. My weapon of choice is brotherhood. My weapon of choice is sisterhood. What I pick up and take to battle is brotherhood, because brotherhood is a weapon. And brotherhood is the only weapon that you need in fighting in this truth. So, like,
damn right. You're right. And let's go ahead to Isaiah 30 and 1, just to pair off what you're saying. Isaiah 31. When you get that, come on with it.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 30 and verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that taketh counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin, that walk to go down into Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh.
Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with the covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. If you don't go get counsel of the men of the Lord and fix yourself, examine yourself, you're going to have a bad day. That's why the Lord is saying destruction to the rebellious children. Why are they rebellious children? Because they're listening to themselves. They're going with what they believe is right. They're listening to what they believe is the way to go. And those ways that they believe they should go will destroy them. Just like on a small scale, you think you're going to wake up and work out and do what you want to. No, you're not. You don't do it. You want to go to school and learn how to build bridges or some shit. You ain't going to go to school and learn how to do it.
Right.
You ain't going to do the necessary things that's going to fix you, get you correct, and change you. But guess what? If you hearken unto the counsel and the words of the men of the Lord, you'll be all right. You'll live.
Right.
But it says, woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me. You ain't listening to the Most High and doing what he's saying, you gonna die. Straight up. Ain't no in between if, ands, or buts. But if you do what the Lord say to do, you will live. That's why he said in that cover with the covering, but not of my spirit. You taking on the spirit of them demons.
Right.
You're not taking on the spirit of the Lord. Okay. Keep going.
Come. But not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin.
That they may add sin to sin. You know why? Because when you thought it was okay to go out and eat the wrong foods and eat pork and all this shit, you turned around and put your husband on child support. When you thought it was cool to go and have sex with whoever you wanted, you done got pregnant by this simple nigga who ain't in no truth. And now you done aborted the baby. So now you done laid with multiple men, done had a baby and then aborted the baby.
Right.
You done went and got drunk and got high and then done had sex with 15 niggas in one night. And now you pregnant and aborted that baby. You adding sin unto sin unto sin. Because you didn't take the counsel of the Lord. You didn't take the counsel of the Lord. You done went and did what you wanted to do. You didn't listen to nobody. You just listened to them demons and listened to yourself. All right. Verse 2. That walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. That's what happens in America. We trusting in America. The system that they got laid out. How to live the American dream. That ain't gonna work.
Right.
That ain't gonna work because you trusting in Egypt. You believing in the court system. You believe the prison system. You believe in all these different government assistances. You done put the man out the house. You done put that man on child support, man. Come on, man. You done broke the household.
Right.
The same thing that your dumb mama and your father who couldn't be there done broke your house. You doing the same thing to yours. Interesting. And you know what's interesting too is when we social media, our social media makes it so wide. It's not narrow like it used to be. Social media made life real wide open where I can't I can't just walk outside and go to my homeboy's house or ride my bike over to the homie's house and just play video games and nothing like that. Social media made it where I can be all over the world at one time. So now, so now that I'm all over the world at one time, then I'm seeing what this person got going on, this person got going on, this YouTube social media person, this Instagram influencer, this TikTok person, this person, Facebook over here is so broad, ain't no narrow no more. And I think people are leaning on to what's happening on social media and what's happening in all of that, where they get so caught up in that they don't know what to do. They're looking at this person's life and that person's life and that person's life. So they base their decisions on what's happening, on the internet, and they end up not making sound decisions for their own life. I find that very interesting when it comes to, brothers and sisters. And I just, you kind of just wish that shit would just turn off. There's gonna come a time where there ain't gonna be no Instagram or social media, and I pray to the Most High that day comes soon. Because a lot of us will not know what the fuck to do when Instagram turns off, Facebook turns off. You know. So I ain't gonna hold it too much longer. We at 8:45. I'll buy. You got anything? We straight up here. Anybody got any questions online? Please hit me with the questions online, man. Before we roll up out of here, if you got anything, we're gonna answer what you need be. Big ups to Officer I.S.U.P.K holding it down with me up in here. I'm so glad to be it, man. I'm so thankful to be up in this truth. Everybody ain't gonna get the truth. You better know that. Everybody ain't gonna get the crown. Everybody ain't gonna get the power. I thank the Most High that we up in this truth. Next week, Lord allow, he gonna rock it out. I'm gonna come in. I'm gonna rock it out with him. Any questions you got, please submit them. Please send them in. You know what I'm saying? Maya Shar said, I can't stand this damn social media. I hate social media. I don't like social media should be used as a tool or a weapon in the right way. But this internet and this world we live in, yeah, that thing is messed up, man. It's a disgusting thing. But I'm glad to have y'all rock it out with me. Big ups next week to Officer Zion in the Fayetteville camp. We doing a food drive. Big shout out to I.S.U.P.K North Carolina, man. We doing what we need to do in order to raise these brothers and sisters up. Passover is April, was it 12th? April 12th. Pay your Passover fee, $200. You can save $25 a week up until then. And you'll have exactly what you need. All right. Pay your Passover fee. I hope to see y'all in Atlanta. The water officer out by. We holding it down tonight. Lord allow next week we get it in. If ain't nobody got any questions, we gonna wrap it up. We good? All right. Hope to see y'all next week. Israel. Shalom.